Well, howdy everybody. Hope you had a good Christmas and ate lots of good food. So it's a diagnostic time here on my channel. I got here another 3335A level generator that I purchased a while back. I bought it essentially as a parts unit. And when I bought it from the seller, he showed it powered up, and of course the unlock LED was on, and he swung it around the back, and of course there was no jumper on the back, which I've put into place. If this jumper is missing or disconnected, you get an unlock light. Now, with that in place, what this does is that it takes the output from this reference oscillator and disciplines the oscillator inside the VCO, which is right about there. And what the VCO will do is it generates all the reference signals for everything in the unit. It generates a reference signal for the dividers, for the CPU board that's behind this panel. Otherwise, if that wasn't working, none of this would work. I can change frequency, I can set amplitude, etc. All this works, and I have output, but only on a selected frequencies. So, let's go back to 0 dB here, and we'll go back to frequency. So anyway, what I'm having here is this instrument only has output from 14 to 19 megahertz, but the output is at 22.2 megahertz. From 28 to 39 megahertz on the display, the output is 44.4, and from 56 to 80, it's 88.8. Now these change a little bit, or plus or minus a couple hundred kilohertz. But in between these, there's no output at all. There's no output between 200 hertz and 13.999999 whatever nines megahertz. As soon as you reach 14, there's output. The instant you go 1 millihertz below 14 megahertz, there's no output. So, what I decided to try to do was I cataloged only where there's an output, and I tried going in and seeing if it would step anywhere in between that. And when you set the display here, so we'll start with 14 megahertz. We'll turn, that was already on, so we'll go down and try to step in 14 megahertz up to 19. So now, that should jump 1 full megahertz when I go to 15. So there's 15. And we still have the same reading. Same thing when I go to 16. The same. But if we go out to the 100 kilohertz section and go up, okay, right now we're at 22.551 or so, and we go up 100 kilohertz. Now that we're at 22.605 or thereabouts. So what this is telling me is that the fractional end portion of the frequency generation is working. It's telling me is that the end loop here, you get the fractional end loop and the end step loop. It tells me that this isn't working. Now, it could be the summation loop. There may be something wrong there, but the fact that I can change frequency here, and it goes through the summation loop, it goes through the divider filter, and then, of course, the output amplifier through the attenuator, blah, 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 the whole schmick, tells me that likely this section is working. Now, this mixer down here, this is only good for the 200 hertz to 10 megahertz section. So when you go to 10 megahertz, this divider filter reroutes the output coming from the summation loop into the mixer. It is then mixed with another reference frequency of 40 megahertz, which gives you your 200 hertz to 10 megahertz reference signal or output signal goes into the output amplifier and so on. So I'm going to make the assumption that this mixer is fine because it as soon as I go below 14 megahertz, this end step loop is apparently shutting off. So any signal coming out of here isn't mixed correctly, and so there's nothing on the output of this mixer. So yeah, I think this thing's worth fixing. So what I'm going to try to end up doing is I don't have the appropriate extender cards and all that stuff to service this thing properly, because you basically have to remove these 3 bolts here. This whole assembly comes out, and you can stand it up on end on the feet here. You know, as long as you make room on your desk for this. And then you can get access to these cards. They're in these nice RF tight enclosures. So I would guess that the card that I need to get to is all the way down the bottom on this section. So this whole thing's got to come out. I've got to pull that end step card out and replace it with another one, or just probe it and find out what's wrong with it. But I think in the interest of expediency, I'm just going to try to find these 3 cards here. First one I'm going to try to find is an end step loop. Maybe get the divider filter and the summation loop just for grins. So hopefully the next time I do an update video on this particular unit, it will be working just like that one over there. Now this one here is actually 10 years newer. It's based on a 1986 design, and that one over there is based on a 76 design. The only thing that's any different really is the CPU card is a newer design. It still has all the same, uses the same processor, a Motorola 6800, I believe, or some sort of Motorola CPU. But this one here just has the regular old boring black epoxy case ICs, and that one over there has got the nice ceramic gold ICs in it, so it's quite pretty to look at. But anyhow, I thought I might do just a quick video here on my attempts to get this to work. Other than just outputting these 3 frequencies and not stepping in 1 megahertz steps. Everything else works. The attenuator works. The sweep function works. Everything works as if it was normal. There's just no reliable output. So anyway, guys, I think I'll call this quits for now. This thing's got quite the noisy fan. It's not as noisy when you put the cover on. But anyway, guys, have a good one. And, oh yeah, before I do that, I did check the reference oscillators. Now, the oven in this thing is just a standard ovenized oscillator. It's fed into a sampling detector, which then is sampled into the 40 megahertz VCO. And it's the 40 megahertz VCO that comes out and determines all the other clocks. The 10 megahertz clock output is there on the back. If this wasn't working, it wouldn't be there. If this 2 megahertz clock wasn't here, the front panel would not be working. The next one is the 1 megahertz clock for the end step loop, and I'm pretty sure that's working because that's divided by another 10 for the fractional end loop. So my guess is that all these are working, especially these 2 here. But until I can get this thing pulled out and at least swap out that the end loop, you will know. Anyway, guys, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my rant here. So, just another day in the shack here. I'm over here just kind of messing around on the handbands a bit. Figured I'd drag this thing out and see what I could do with it. Anyway, guys, have a good day, and look for an update soon.